That sexual tension will always be present. It is an unignorable truth. Because evolution-wise, we are programmed to eat first and then to procreate. So before friendship, urge-wise, we want to copulate even before we consider friendship. Because in the back of our brain, our amygdala, this backside here evolved much earlier. Because our limbic system evolved much earlier. The earlier parts of our brains are more savage. Due to the fact that this savage reptilian brain part is the part that evolved first, the very first thing we think about is copulating. Everyone, welcome to For a Friend. I'm Özgür Uysal. I've sworn to tell you about everything they don't teach you at work or school, and I've been doing it for years tirelessly, because I'm preparing you for life and for the bedroom. How are you? Are you doing good? Everything going well? I'm feeling perfect. Thank you so much for asking. Today I'm filming a remake of a previous video. You might ask, what does that mean? It means I'm going to take a video I've filmed before, renew it, and republish it. It is like the second publishing something. The question of the video was, can men and women really be friends? I've filmed a video on that topic before, but that was years ago. I've filmed so many videos that I'm going to film these videos. To see how much I've changed since making those videos, or to add things to the original videos, I'll make longer versions, or sometimes ones with different scripts. So, I've seen some videos on Instagram. I was inspired by them. Can men and women really be friends? What are the conditions for this? Or how do people who say that they can't be friends support their claims? And what do I think? We'll talk about all this, if you're ready. Shall we get started, friends? Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to like the video, to share, and to leave a comment. If you follow the Instagram accounts Ince İşler TV and Ben Özgür Uysal, you can get notified about events much faster. If you love the content, you can click the join button and get special perks reserved for members. You can also watch videos we've published but removed, or videos we never published, as well as live broadcasts and educational videos we film only for our members. These are the perks you will get. If you join the channel, you will learn a lot from all videos. Thank you. We are able to continue making videos. All thanks to you guys. I'm grateful for you all. Now, I've watched 2 videos on this men and women being friends topic. By the way, I'll add the links to those videos in the description. You can go and watch them if you'd like. One of them is a street interview. They go and ask both men and women, can women and men be friends? They point the mic to everyone. Women say they can. And all the men, this is a street interview, so they could have edited it however they want. But all the men say women and men cannot be friends. And on the other hand, all the women say they can be. They ask the men why. And men always say that eventually they'd want to sleep with the woman. They ask the women if they have a best friend, if they have male best friends. And they all give names. John, Denver, whatever. They say their names. Mike, etc. Then the interviewer asks, do you think Mike likes you? She says he does, and they ask whether he'd go for it if she let him, as in would he sleep with you, or would he date you? She says yes, but claims they are friends. So she is aware of the sexual tension between her and the man she calls her friend, but she keeps it under control by staying friends. Women believe they can be friends more, all because they know that they can keep the man there. And men think that they'll be close with women because they'll want to have sex with them at some point. They think that if they are close, that means they want to sleep with them. So, in the video, it seems like women think they can suppress these urges men have, whereas men think they can't be friends because the urges are ever present. Then I watched another video where a man and a woman are sitting next to each other at a stand-up comedy show, and the comedian asks them whether they are friends or dating. The woman says, no, he's my best friend, she says. And the man senses what's going on and asks the man how long he's going to chase after her. He asks him if he's paying the bill. The man doesn't reply, but you can tell he's paying. Everyone laughs. He says, you're even paying the bill. He goes on to ask him more like, how long are you going to wait for her, hoping one day she'll be your girlfriend? He cornered the man. Then he asked the woman how long she's going to make him chase her. This is how he cornered her too. Then, there were 2 women at the table right next to them. He asks them if they think he's handsome. He asks both the women, and they say he is handsome. Then he tells him to go sit at their table. He says, since she's your best friend, she'll understand, for the friend he was sitting next to. When the guy goes to sit down at the table, she sulks. She keeps him as her best friend, but actually knows how he is pining for her. It's called orbiting. That's it, that's how it is called. Orbiting, she knows he is orbiting around her. But what happens is, she just keeps calling him her best friend. This is something that took place at a stand-up comedy show. It's not fiction, obviously. So the bottom line is that women keep men they can be friends with, or just men in general, I suppose. Not all of them, though. They keep them as good alternatives on the side, and that sexual tension, the fact that the men like them, makes them feel good and precious. So, they keep the men orbiting, knowing that if they gave them a chance, the men would take it immediately. They keep them at a distance, in the flirting zone. They get the attention from them, they feed off of it. So, the sexual tension and slight flirting from the men, while still being friendly, is something women enjoy. And if they can't find a good alternative in the long run, they can make deals like marrying after 40 if they are both single. It seems that women try to keep the men around, whether it is done obviously or in secret. It is a fact that we can clearly see from this example. That seems to be the deal in general. Now, studies also show this. I've said that in my previous video. I said it earlier in this video as well. It's mostly women saying they can be friends with men. The number of men who say they can be friends with women is low. A small number. I'm talking about heterosexual relationships, of course. I mean, a gay man and a woman can easily be friends. They can even be best friends. He can wingman for her. She can wing woman for him. So much can come out of that. Very good give and take there. But other than that, if both parties are heterosexual, I've gathered that the relationship gets tested one way or another. Now, I want to apologize to Cenk right here, because in my first video, when I was doing research, looking into who talked about the topic, I stumbled upon a video of his. He talked about his own opinions for some reason. Maybe it was because I was young, or due to my mentality, I went off on Cenk in that video. He is actually a really sweet person. By the way, I followed him after that and watched his videos. He is very sweet. That was his own opinion. I should have shown respect. I didn't. I wanted to make fun of it. Making fun of it seemed funny to me at that time, but I don't think I should have done that. So, although it's been years, I'm not sure if it means anything at this point, but I want to apologize to him. Kind regards, much love, because what he meant there, what he was saying when he said gunpowder and fire don't go well together, was this, that the sexual tension will always be present, and that is true. Because evolution-wise, we are programmed to eat first and then to procreate. So before friendship, urge-wise, we want to copulate before we consider friendship, because in the back of our brain, our amygdala, this backside here, evolved much earlier because our limbic system evolved much earlier. The earlier parts of our brains are more savage. Because this savage part, the reptilian brain part, is the part that evolved first. The first thing we think about is copulating, which is very normal because the cortex, what we call willpower, or the civilized part of the brain, the one where we convince ourselves, telling ourselves that there will be no copulation happening, that says, don't ruin the friendship, she does not want you that way. Or it convinces you not to sleep with them, because that part evolved later. Men always want to have sex first. Then we convince ourselves that that will not be happening. The amygdala in women is smaller, and it also develops much faster. They don't operate through urges. I mean, women also get the urge to have sex as well, but theirs last much shorter, and they can control it much better. They get to the no copulation part much faster, because they use their cortexes much better than us men. Women figure out the I shouldn't sleep with this man, I'll keep him on the side. Or being friends with him would be much more beneficial for me, it'll serve me better, it'll make me happier in the long run, parts faster. Regulations and logical reasoning come much faster to women. It takes time for men to get there. Men always think, will she sleep with me now? And once they have a couple drinks and the cortex is completely shut down, there comes the very honest, let's have sex. Unnecessary signals, unnecessary flirting, the struggle of women, you kind of make a fool of yourself in that situation. This happened a lot. I can talk about many experiences of mine on this topic. I've had a lot of nights where I texted a girl who I was friends with after having a couple drinks, and then waking up in the morning and thinking I put her through so much all night and regretted the whole day and stuff. I mean, I could see she was tolerating me. Memories would start trickling in, and then I'm like, Özgür, you've been friends with her for years. Why did you text her that? Why did you hit on her so much? And there is no purpose, nothing, it's purely animalistic. I drank, I was drunk, and it was totally due to me being tipsy. My tipsiness triggered the urges. There are so many people you can sleep with on earth, but urges say, this one's close, we can get to this one fast. The brain is gone in that moment. It's at a point where it's like, woman, and she was tolerating me so well, saying like, okay, that's enough, Özgür, stop it. Because she knew once I sobered up, once the cortex started working again, once the system got rebooted, that I'd keep being nothing but a good friend to her. So my friendships have also been tested quite a few times, but I can tell you that yes, women and men can be friends. How? When you are in a relationship with someone for 10 years, you become best friends. So one of the most important rules of becoming friends with a woman is having reached a level of sexual satisfaction with said woman. Once you reach a certain level of sexual satisfaction, your lover becomes your best friend. That is the first condition for women and men to be friends, or rather the scenario. I'm not saying becoming friends after sexual satisfaction is the only way, but it is the most effective way. For example, Inji is my best friend. Because not only do we connect urge-wise, but also communication-wise as well as life-wise. We share a child, we share a life, we have common concerns, we have a life together. So there are a lot of things we share. We have a past and a future we see ahead of us, and that makes us best friends. Remains the question, can I be friends with a woman? I can be. My best friend is a woman. That's one thing to remember. Let's save that. Now here comes the second scenario. You know how people start out as friends and then make the mistake of thinking, are we not just friends? Is this love? And start to date their friend and then think, no, our relationship is not ideal for dating. We're better off as friends. That's what they think in the end. People who break it off like that can stay friends, because starting out as friends and then becoming lovers by mistake and then becoming friends again means it's been tested. The urges have been tested, lived, and it's been decided that it doesn't work. So the relationship is back to where they started, which means that the relationship journey of those people is over. They can be friends. You can stay friends with that person because it has been tried, lived, and it's been understood that it won't work. And they are once again back at the friendship they once had at the beginning. It's this simple now. It is time to tell you which kind of men and women can never be friends. If two people who had a passionate relationship that started through flirting and sex, then they can never be friends. That's what I think. There may be exceptions, but a passionate relationship, one that was only started and built around sexual tension and flirting, cannot be turned into friendship. So the let's stay friends bit is a lie there, because there is no way. It's been tried, worked on, shit on, messed up, didn't work. It's been tried, worked on, shit on. Not only was it shit on, but it was slaughtered, and again, didn't work, so it didn't work. It can't, it doesn't. If anyone made it work, comment. And another couple that can be friends, in my opinion, are couples who have found two better alternatives while they were in the middle of having sexual tension and considering flirting with each other. Hear me out, this is a possible scenario too. I'm talking about friends when I say couple. They are friends, but they can kind of flirt and they can feel the sexual tension. There is a possibility there, but the opportunity never shows itself. I guess you know what I am talking about here. Something stops it, or one of them backs off. Then time passes, and both the parties find themselves a partner. But I'm talking real relationships. They find themselves good people. Not out of necessity, but out of love, and they even get married. Those two already started out as friends. And maybe some flirting happened along the way, but they found themselves partners they really want. So those two can stay friends. That is a scenario where women and men can really be friends. So there are three scenarios. One is beginning a friendship and then turning it into a relationship and then going back to friendship. The other is couples who have been together for a long time, who reached that level of sexual satisfaction and became best friends. And the last one is two people who started out as friends and then got married to different people and continued their friendship. The rest, it is difficult. It means you're being kept there as an alternative. This can happen to women as well. Men can keep women as friends thinking it's good for when they're lonely, and the woman can keep orbiting them, and if they can't find anyone better, they can just get back to her. Men can love attention too. They might enjoy the state of being flirtatious with their best friend and the idea of them always being available. Both men and women may do that. I personally think that passionate relationships cannot turn into friendships. Don't ruin your relationship for nothing. I've fucked up relationships like that before. Just so you know, I've had scenarios where I said we can be friends, thinking I could stay friends with someone whom I had a passionate relationship with, and then fucking up and ruining said relationship. Experiencing is free, guys. You can tell us your stories in the comments. But I'm telling you in advance so that this won't happen to you. I appreciate you all. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. If anything like this happened to you, or if you think differently, comment below. Thesis and antithesis create a beautiful synthesis. Lesson is over. I'm Özgür Uysal, and this has been For a Friend.